Solution artist here, Bobby F. Parihar, coming to you live with my little baby boy on his 9 months old today. I want to say hi to everybody. We're part of the No Pants Club, so pants are just so passe. I'm wearing jeans. Don't worry, I'm wearing pants. But this little guy here, want some more? I'm just going to clean it up a little bit. That's Daddy's move. Just squirt a little water on his face so you can wipe it. And somebody just had a cookie. What's up? All right, guys. Want some more? I went live last night just in case any of you guys missed it. I'm like, what are you missing my go lives for? No, but for real, I did one last night, and it was right before midnight, and I was mainly, obviously, a lot of my clients, a lot of my audience and people out there are out there in Australia and New Zealand. So when I get a chance to speak, it's 17 hours behind. So it was interesting how I got a chance to speak into the future a little bit. And today, Sally and I are doing a couple of cool little wedding festivities for ourselves. She's on her stag at right now, and then we're gonna combine later on this evening and continue the good times. So we're excited, and I wanted to spend some time with you guys and help illustrate some of this energy that's going on so that you can kind of like feel what's happening here, okay? Because you're keeping up. There's cool stuff happening out there in the world, and just last week there was this Lions game. Like, oh my God, what's that? And that feeling of having an 8-month and an 8-day. So when I'm looking at the numerology, I see the echo of its transformation. I see it through the universe to think, there are other days like this. There are other days like this that aren't as obvious. They're not as in your face, like you can't just quite see them right away. So when I look at this, I'm like, this is what I do, right? I read you guys the numbers so that you guys get a chance to see for yourself what's going on. And so I appreciate being able to be here for you guys. This is like I think this is like my last song. I keep saying that this is my last go live before I get married because I don't know when I'm going to get a chance. I'm supposed to be doing laundry right now. I'm supposed to be doing, like packing. And I'm like looking at it, like just like pause, right? Like, I'm like, and then baby's looking at me and he's like, I'm like, I know, right? We don't want to do this right now. And it felt so natural to say, I need to go and say some things to my people. I need to go say some things for you guys, let you guys experience how old my little tiny 9-month is now. Look at this little tiny chunky. Look at those little chunkies. You're so good. Oh, we need to change your diaper soon, do we? Okie dokie. Yep, he's 9 months today. We're super excited. Whoa, this is weird. I can't see comments. Oh, there you guys are. Hey, what's up? Hey, Bobby, how you been? Pretty good. Pat Veen. Hey, Margaret. Shannon, what's up? Yeah, I'm really excited. I'm super excited. This is going to be a great time. He's got a little suit. He's going to dress up in a little tiny suit and tie for baby. Do you want to wear a suit and tie? Yes, you do. Do you? I think he does. Yep. And how old are you today? Yo, I'm 9 months, man. What's up with that? You know. Are you getting big, boy? How about some water? Do you want some more? So cute. Honestly, it's hard to get anything done with this guy anyway. But massive level of energy. Who else got their ass handed to them last week? Like, who else got their ass handed to them last week? And if you did, it's just a little bit of an indicator to think how unwell you were prepared for what the energy shift was going to do. So, I mean, like, I got my ass handed to me. I'm surviving it. I don't care how many times I fail in life or how many times I fall down. I know there's going to be the one time where I don't get back up again. And until then, I'm going to win every single time. So I might as well, recognize that I have that power, because people can get hung up and dwell and treat a failure as if it's the failure. And whenever someone does that, and I'm just like, so that's it for you, hey? And, it's almost this feeling of like, I just almost want to challenge you. If you feel that, anytime you feel that, hold your breath. Hold your breath until life takes over. And you have no other choice but to accept life. Your body overrides your consciousness. Like you have an innate ability to be alive that's bigger than your ego. And we're all like, oh, this is it. I failed and whatever. I'm just going to give up and just, and that's what they say. Like, most of the dreams are buried at 25 and, people just like, they wait until they're dead to claim that, and that reality is really doesn't affect us very much because we're entrepreneurs, or at least we've stood up our hand at one point and said, yes, I want something more for my life. But there's a reason why 90% of us won't. And that's a weird algorithm to think like 9 out of 10 people are not going to be, successful. And they're going to try and they're going to fail. And every time, 10 people go in, then, 9 of them come back out. And they're saying, no, I didn't make it. Then 9 go back in, and then 8 come back out and say, no, I didn't make it. And the one who keeps on going back and back again becomes part of the success story. And it's crazy. There's so many cool cliches that really come together. Like, the successful person has tried more times than attempted more times than the failure is even tried, or he's failed more times than the failure is even tried in the first place. That's not that much of a cliche. I butchered it 8 times. But you know what I'm saying? It's just that we have to understand that if you want to be successful, you got to put in 1,000%. So if you got your ass handed to you, congratulations. You get to put this on a 1% feeling of okay, I'm going to get past this. I'm going to continue to grow. So I believe that it's interesting, this is a message for my little boy too, right? It's about how you get up. He's learning how to stand. He's learning how to stand on his own. He's learning how to move his feet now. He's trying to walk, and, he wants to stand up on his own, and he climbs up on everything. And, he's even learned how not to fall now. Before I was like, oh shoot, baby's going to get up on his own. Now I'm in a place where I'm like, he knows how to get up and he knows how to slowly sit himself back down. So he's learning his own distance. He's showing me so much success. And I'm just like, you go, little buddy. You go, little buddy. What's up? And he's just so lovable. Oh my gosh. I love reading his numbers too, because he's just he loves connection. He likes to be happy. If you start crying, he's going to start crying. He gets sad when other people get sad. He's happy when other people are happy. Aren't you? Yes, you are. You're so cute. Daddy, love you so much. Oh, see, there's the signal. Who knows what that one means? Who knows what that one means? When he goes like that, he's like, I'm tired, Daddy. You're boring, Daddy. Oh, love you so much. Yep, we might see a passing out little kid here. I think this might get him to bed. It's funny. I try to pack. I'm trying to do stuff. I'm staying active. And, and this guy's just walks right in front of me in the way. I'm like, I can't get anything done. But then I sit down and start talking. And he's just out like a light. That's just so funny. Cool. Okay, so let's talk about some stuff, guys, because everybody's going through a lot of crap in their lives, and people are going through massive shifts. Some people are experiencing the most amazing, epic amounts of wealth and expression that that send admiration for all of us. So you get a chance to choose. Is it hot? Is it cold? Is it frozen? Is it dead? Is it completely lit? Where are you in the temperature gauge of your life at this moment? Okay, so it doesn't matter where you are. We're going to kind of work through this together. I figure this is going to be a real hands-on surrendering of your mind program to me right now, and I'm gonna upgrade it for you. So if you don't feel like you want to get better in this very magnetic opportunity to get better in your life, then go ahead and close the video. No need to watch it. No big deal. But for the rest of us who are like, dude, I'm on my way to millions. I'm going to help people. That I'm going to, global real estate, and we got big things to do. And, these ambitious people who are like, you need millions of dollars for this stuff. And we're on that path. Well, it may be a good idea to take a look at these magnetic pieces, these portals, these little pockets of time, and recognize what should we do in order to catapult or catalyst our success to the next level. So if there's that person out there who's super struggling with themselves, then the next level would be, hey, I love myself, or I'm going to take care of myself. I'm going to do what I need to do for me, because my relationships, the people that show up, my lack of business, my lack of wealth, my success level, the reflection is of me. And if I don't like me, I can't take a compliment. I don't know what I'm doing. I can't, I don't trust myself, believe in myself, or faith in me. How the hell do I expect the universe to give me a legitimate response, like a legitimate reflection? And that's why a lot of people have like this success is like, I don't get it. Like, I'm doing everything. I'm giving it all. I'm doing all the steps. I'm writing all the stuff. What am I missing? And I remember Jang was talking about this when I first got into the business. He's like, I'll take the same 2 ads, exactly the same content, and one person's will succeed and one person's won't, because the one person who does is the guy who does the inner development, the inner work, builds himself. There's that inner game. And these are levels. These are different. That's why the person, like, let's say, like, Balaj or Christy, way to go, speaking on stage in the She event. Like, these people are catapulting to the next levels of their success. I'd like to think I'm coming out with some stuff like nobody deal. Whatever. I'm like in the middle somewhere where I'm still battling me, but man, am I getting some stuff done. And that's like where the real fun is. I'll let you guys know this one. Okay, we're going to talk about where I used to be, which was I couldn't even handle myself. There he goes. I'm just going to cuddle my little boy. Oh, you're so cute. Daddy, love you so much. You guys want to hear my favorite song for him? Bonus points. First person to tell me where the song is from gets a free written report. You got to put it in the comments. So go ahead and help me out here. Okay, so let me know, where's this from, and first person to write it in the comments, I'm going to give you a free report for 2019 and all of 2020. My gift to you guys. Are you ready? Okay, 1, 2, 3. Here we go. Daddy loves you, yes he does. Daddy loves you, baby, oh so much. Daddy loves you, yes he does. Daddy loves you, daddy loves you, daddy loves you so much. Daddy loves you, yes he does. Daddy loves you, baby, oh so much. Daddy loves you, yes he does. Daddy loves you, daddy loves you, daddy loves you so much. That's what we sing to him. That's what I sing to him anyway. One of many little tracks that Daddy's got. I kind of played it out a little bit bigger for you guys, because obviously I'm performing for you guys. But when I'm singing it to him, it's a little bit sweeter and softer, and he's sleeping now. But this is like the hypnotic rhythm that lets him go. Okay, cool. So let's talk about this. You're at that level. Let's say you're sorry, Steve. No, not Star Trek. Star Trek would be different. I'm not sure which one that one is. But keep going. Anybody who wants that session, that report for 2019, what's left of it, and all of 2020, it's going to be a phenomenal year. So, like magnetic energies, 8 months, you got to get your shit together. You have to absolutely play at the highest level. 8-day, wow, did it really bring a lot of people to their knees, especially after all the crap that we had to go through with the retrogrades and all this stuff and da-da-da. And now it's just like, it's funny because I read the picture. I'm like, Uranus is pulling away from the Earth. And I'm like, man, totally, just so funny. But anyway, like all of this big stuff is happening. And, when you get massive levels of energy pockets, especially in a day like today on the 17th, or like last week on the 8th, that allow you a magnetic elevator that helps you to go through. So sometimes we're going to attach to the crappy bullshit things in our life. And then when something like this happens, no, it's not the 18. I'll do it for you guys one more time. Daddy loves you. Yes, he does. Daddy loves you. Baby, oh so much. Daddy loves you. Yes, he does. Daddy loves you, daddy loves you, daddy loves you so much. Okay, come on. You guys can figure this out. We're not, unless you guys are too, I don't even want to say how old, just so I don't, give it away. Your only hint is my horrible singing job, okay? So some people identify by the beliefs, the things, the stuff that blocks you, the stuff that is not serving your higher purpose. So when you have a magnetic elevator, it probably just feels like it goes all the way down. And that's what happened when we had a big, huge spiritual earthquake last year. Indiana Jones. Thank you, Stevie boy. That's my man. All right, Steve, you got it. 2020, it's all yours, brother. You know it's going to be our year. Oh, man, Steve and I are going to do some big things. Big things going down with this guy. No idea. I want to like snippet teaser. Okay, massive levels of spiritual shift, profound energetic experiences. The talks that this guy and I have, and the work that we collaborate or plan on collaborating on doing, will absolutely inspire a shift in the energy in the deepest part of your heart. So if you like what I'm all about, this is a guy that I really admire, Stevie Corbin, my brother. We're gonna get you on for round two. So check out the podcast, and I think my YouTube has it as well. That I did a solid interview with this guy. It was just so super cool. We just had a lot of fun. We had like 4 cameras on. It was so super funny because it was just like 2 MacBooks and a couple of phones and a couple of Go Lives, and we were acting as if we were like set up with a massive level of. It was fun, but it was just funny. Yeah, Indiana Jones. It was. But sorry, it's Steve. Steve got it. Okay, cool. So, Daddy loves you. Yes, he does. Okay, good. They got it. So, I'm not gonna get mad at you or tell you that it's wrong in case you've by chance built a life around things that aren't working or serving you as well as they could. God knows I have. I've done this to myself in very many different ways. And it's just all a symbol of I didn't feel good about myself. I was in that position. So the growth that grows through here, it's going to feel like you're throwing up, right? Like sometimes you have to throw up. And when you drink, if you've ever been like this and you've drank too much, and after you throw out all the crap you put into your body, you feel a lot better, but you still feel like hell while you feel like you're losing your guts. So there's a real idea there that says, oh my God, like I just want to feel really, really good, so I'm damaging myself, and now I want to feel better, so I want to get rid of that feeling. So all of this buildup was now up to the point where you vomit and you spiritually throw up and everything breaks. A friend of mine lost his life, okay? So this is not like a game. like literally not on the 8th, but like right around this time, clocked out, all right? And a couple of my friends have gone through separation with young children, right? There are lots of really challenge. Some of and then the inner battles that nobody else really talks about is like finding myself and, finding my real me. And, all of this stuff shows up for people when I'm dealing with someone one-on-one. They're coming clean of a lot of things that have bugged them or challenged them through life. But it gets as serious as, life and death matters here. Like, and to think that we want to get to a better level, we're raising above it to get to the next spot. This second level is kind of where I'm at, where I've seen bursts and a higher baseline. I'm no longer vibrating at such a low level where I can't even hold a job. Now I still can't hold a job. It's my job to raise my kids. So I'm not like, it's not like a job that, you go to work for every day and commute. Like I work from the minute I get up to the minute I go to sleep. And even while I'm sleeping, I'm still on call. So this is my full-time gig, is making sure that I take care of my kids. So this is why I always come out to you guys and do go lives and readings, and I'm expanding my influence and expanding my power, because on one side, let's be real straight up with you guys. I want to serve my family. I want to give them the best life that they can. I don't want to ever have to say no to them. It bugs me when I ever have to say no to them, because I'm not quite, at FU money levels yet. Okay, so I'm still growing, but I know on the other hand, I have the most unbelievable key, hidden technology, secret, the counterintuitive way, this very unique thing that we've been able to create with numerology. And it's just one of the most powerful shifts, agents of change, for me to not take this as far as I possibly could with every single piece and ounce of my existence. I'd be wasting something so ultimately valuable. So it pushed me through a lot of things, including drug addictions and, like financial ruin and no relationship and massive depressions and huge levels of just personal disgust of myself. And, to the point now where I'm thriving, I'm growing. I've literally become another person as well. Like, it's crazy. It looks just like me. Like, he's so cute. I just want to squish his little cheeks, but he can't because he's sleeping. He's gonna freak out. But like I'm expanding. I've got kids. I'm getting married next week. Like my life is getting put together in a really powerful way without a job. We're growing. I just wrote out the list. My phone's upstairs. I just wrote out the list of all of the different things that we're up to, like me and Sally. Unreal. 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 So I'm going to mention this to you guys really quickly because I'm not sure how much time you guys have. For the rest of today, until my midnight, anyone who books in is getting a Lionsgate double special. So we're going to give you a 2-for-1. This is an open invitation to today only. I'm booking right now for, I think it's like last week. I may still have some August left, but I think it's all September now. So you may have missed your chance to have that, but I want to pay into your future. And there's a couple of reasons why I wanted to do this. One, I'm getting married. I'm not going to be here for a week, and it's going to give me withdrawals. Two, when someone works with me for the first time, we have a specific task to build the outfit around you. Like if you guys look at the Marvel movies, right? There was the Iron Man and the Captain America, the Thor. They had these different movies that were all based on the character. That's Title One. That's you have to build the character. We have to find the vibration that you're going to use and tell the backstory. Then when we get a chance to work together again, not everybody comes for the sequel, okay? I'm sorry, Hulk. It didn't, they make one movie and that's it. Or I guess in Hulk's case, they made a bunch of them, but it was frustrating on the continuity for someone like myself. I'm like, why couldn't we just settle with Edward Norton? He was really good. But anyway, Eric Bana was also really good too. Anyway, different topic for a different day. I absolutely love Mark Ruffalo, but he didn't get his own movie. So what the hell? Anyway, they couldn't pay him enough. So when you're doing the round two, some people can't afford it. See what I'm saying? Is that some people don't quite get there yet. And to think that we've got another chapter, this is the Avengers movie now. This is the one where they start teaming up and things happen and stuff comes out and stuff starts to exist in their universe. And they have to go through set stuff, shifts in the energy around them. Other people, other things and places start coming in. So there's this really different level when the page turns to talk about what happens at the second round. So what I wanted to do is say, you know what, let's do that. I'll work with someone for the first time, and then we'll come in double because I want to make sure that you guys are very aware of this. The energy that's potent right now is magnetic. So the people who are investing in today and they're like, you know what, I have to take advantage of this. I got to do something. I have to absolutely commit to this coaching. I want to have this conversation. This dollar is 10-1. So when you spend it, it's going to have a magnetic abundance factor. Anything you do today, everything that you do today, and in case you're like, oh shit, I needed a day or two to plan for this, take the red marker in your mind. Okay, everybody's watching this live replay. August 26th. August 26th is the third and final one of this year. Okay? There will be more of these fun-looking days for the rest of the year. We'll keep an eye on them. But if the weather's good for flying kites, wouldn't you go outside and take your kite and fly it if you loved flying kites? If the vibration was great for extending your manifestations out and really wanting to live into your abundance, wouldn't you want to go and capitalize on that? Like, they say put your crystals out during a full moon and let them get a bath because it's the perfect opportunity to magnetize energy around you for you. So I was like, I can't pack. I'll pack very quickly. I'm very used to doing things last minute, no problem. I don't care. I need to be with my people right now. I need to express this energy for you guys because there's something so super cool happening. So until the end of today, 2-for-1, live payments only. If you can't afford a session, reach out for me and you need one. I'll put you on a payment plan. It's fine. It's no big deal. I don't mind doing that. I would, again, 10-1. So what you get today will be of extraordinary value. And I promise you that this is a conversation that will change your life. And if it hasn't changed your life yet, it's because you're probably working in the wrong direction. And sometimes things like that seem to happen. It took me 3 years to meander my big boat around to the right direction, of abundance. And now it's funny because I was so worried and anxious and like fretting. I was living at home at like 30, and I was like, what am I gonna do? I'm freaking out and anxiety and like I'm so depressed and my life is over and I just don't know what I'm gonna do, and oh my God, and I didn't even have to pay rent, and I was just sitting there wasting my life and wasting my time. Now I have no job, no security, no mommy and daddy gonna take care of me, nothing like that. I'm living without a safety net, 4 kids, no job, and I'm like, something will happen. It's fine. Like, whatever. Like, we'll always make it. We always make more. We always create bigger things. We always do more stuff. So, like, why would I spend any energy talking about how bad it is? Best thing you can get from how bad it is how much you can learn from it. So don't be afraid of talking about your crap problems you have in your life. It's not like, oh, you're just going to get more of those. It's like, no. Display the power that you have over it. That's what gets you more power over more problems, because as you make more and do more, your problems get bigger. So you should too. And that means it's like, uh-oh, I got a flat tire. Let's quickly handle this. Before I would have been like, oh my God, I'm going to get fired. And again, and I'm always late. And now they're going to think I already used that excuse. And now it's like, oh, it's the other tire now. And I'm like, oh man, all this crazy, stupid stuff starts to come out. And you're just like, you know what? Who cares? Like, just pick yourself back up, like my son, and learn how to sit down. Learn how to sit down so you don't just, like, you know what I mean? Oh, it's crazy. I'll tell you guys something real freaky that happened. I was live last night, and I record my Zooms so that I can have a workable episode for the cast. So if you're listening to me on the Solution Artist Bobby at Parihar podcast, we made it. That's what's up. Spotify, iTunes, Google. Y'all wasn't ready. YouTube and Facebook, they know what's up. I got to start getting on Instagram, IGTV, IG Live. That's a thing, right? I should do that. I wonder if there's a way that I can just do one message and just broadcast it on like 5 different channels at once. Because right now I'm on my Facebook Go Live, and then I also have my Zoom recording. But last night I went live and I recorded the Zoom, but I forgot to end the Zoom recording. And all night, up until this morning, like a 9-hour Zoom recording, just finished churning out right now. Let's see how big this thing is. I think it was like 9 gigs or something silly. 4 gigs for the video. That's not bad. And only 140 megabytes. That's underwhelming. But 4 gigs for 12 hours worth of video. I'm curious. I almost feel scared. You ever see the Paranormal Activity where they just record an empty room and then they see like anomalies happening? And I'm like, what if I see some? And you would check it. You would check it if it was just like blankly recording something. You just like speed up on it. But I'm excited to just quickly breeze through that and cut that down to size. It was a wonderful Australian message. I ended it after midnight, so I think, or no, I wasn't. No, I ended it at about 10 something. So I didn't quite make it to my midnight, but it's a wonderful day to express the massive level of power that you are manifesting in your life. People really misunderstand this, and I'm like going to speak for the power involved in numerology. When I talk to people and I'm working with them, some numbers are super emotional, some numbers are super logical, some numbers are super spiritual, and some numbers are super magnetic, like very, very, these are the 8s, okay? So we see numbers that are like, I want to do big things, and what I say is going to happen. As so other people are going to listen to what other people say. Their vibration isn't as magnetic. It's more mechanical that says, I have to operate within this. I remember one guy I used to work at a taxi company. He got mad at me because I'm like, oh, we have a site and we have an app and you don't have to call in. He's like, are you stupid? I'm like, I'm like, all right, I'm like sitting here hating my life and I have to work at a taxi company all of a sudden. And this is like months before I became a numerologist. Okay. So, or like full time, full swing. And I'm like, trying to think of what kind of stupid thing did I do this time. And then he's like, if you keep telling people to go to the app or to the site, or he didn't say it. He's like, you're going to put us out of a job. That's what he said. So you're going to put us out of a job, man. You keep sending people over there. And I'm like, it still didn't click into me. I'm like, and then it clicked it because I'm like, sending people where? What's he talking about? And then I'm like, oh my God, the app. He wants us to be here and occupy human space to literally do this. North Shore Taxi, okay, no worries, thank you, bye. North Shore Taxi, yeah, okay, oh hi, Mrs. Smith, sure, we're coming to see you, thank you, bye. Yeah, sure, of course, non-smoking, yeah, we remember you, okay, yeah, same address, okay, yeah, thank you, North Shore Taxi, okay, we'll see you in 5 minutes. I'm not sure why he's not here yet, okay, thank you, bye. Like literally, this was like my life for like 8 hours at a time, and I was like just doing this to get by. Massive respect. And like, I don't even want to say respect. I want to see like love, massive amounts of love for you. If that's not the paradigm where you operate, where you are glorified, that's not even a glorified, that's a redundant vending machine. That's literally a redundant vending machine. And this guy's telling me that I'm doing all of us a disservice by reducing our clientele because, you know, he's going to take jobs out. I'm like, this job should be replaced. Like, I'm not sure why people are even still doing this. This is so silly. And I mean, I have so much love for you if you sacrifice your life like that because you think that's the best that you can do or the best that you got, you know. And then there's people out there like, oh, we depend on people like that and this and that. Like, they're making McDonald's that have nobody in them. You can already order from a screen. You can already order from your phone, and people will just bring you food to your house. Like, it's quickly becoming automated, computerized, globalized. Like, I just go onto Amazon before I have to go into my car. And so like, we're already experiencing the effects of it. I think that we're on the leading edge of change. This isn't going to be a thing forever. We can't just be entrepreneurs forever. It's going to turn the waves again back onto everybody's got their own set of businesses that they do. So it all comes back down to how well do you want to be who you are? Because this 8 energy is going to take you up into the magnetic, outside of the vending machine roles in life, outside of this sort of like, you know, order. It's almost like I create my own new order. And this is really what you want to, this is like the reason why, you know, you won't hear me upset about who's in office or what the dollars are doing, you know. Who gives a shit? Just go make more money. Who gives a shit? Just go somewhere where the dollar is not so good then if you need it, or better if you want it. Like, you can go to anywhere in the world. Like, where are you? Are you just going to complain about whatever's in front of you, or are you going to stop and use your energy to create a solution? And for me before, it was like I wanted to do that, but I was still just creating problems for myself. Having a numerologically aligned name, I like to think, changed everything for me on its own timing. But now I understand the power of the 8. You have to be careful about what you say to yourself. You have to be careful because you find the angry people in the mall who make it really difficult for you to deal with them. And then you find the really invincible person who goes in there and still makes them feel good anyway. And still, like, you know, gets what they need and is the best. I was in the store and these freaking dink bags. I don't even want to tell you what thing I'm buying or what store I'm going to. But the customer service is just so miserable. And I'm just sitting there like, it sucks. I'm like standing there and waiting to be acknowledged. And the person's got their back turned to me, like it's an open store and their head is down. And this is like every single time that I go in there. So this time I'm like, I'm not going to wait patiently for, 5 minutes while this person like continues their task, hating their life, just sitting at the counter doing whatever the hell they think they're doing. And I'm like, hey man, how's it going? And he's just like, oh yeah, you know. And then I'm like, oh yeah. I'm like, I guess my day's going a lot better than yours. I'm not working. And then he's kind of like, he's like, yeah, I like broke him out of this like flunder, whatever you want to call it. you know, like a blunder, flunder, flumber, whatever. You get the idea. I broke him out of this little like stupid state, and he's like, I'm like, yeah, can I get the, you know, order whatever, this and that, right? I feel like I have to explain this because people are gonna think I'm at McDonald's. So like, they would never do that to you at McDonald's. They're like, hi, because they're trained to be like, you know, hello, next, yes, please, hand up, like, hi. And even when they don't do that, I'm like, who's your team lead? Where are they in this? Like, you know, you guys are, this is a bad McDonald's. And then the grocery was the meat counter. Anyway, so I gave him a nice piece of fun. He was like, he was a young kid, so I kind of related to him and made like a funny, like, let's just make fun of the world, to think like, you know, life sucks and let's just have fun with that. And I connected with him on his level. And then I showed him some scallops. So I'm like, okay, cool. And then I saw his energy turn around to think that he was getting a human exchange. And then like, and then he's like, he gave it to me, and then he almost like didn't want to give it to me because he didn't want it to end. And I was just like, thanks, bro. Have a great rest of your day, man. He's like, I'm like, hey, don't work too hard. He's like, haha, right? And he's just kind of like, like, you know, like on there. And then I heard him because I left, and then he goes, and then the next lady was there, and then she's like, how are you? He's like, good. And I'm like, that was funny. To me, he was like, oh, you know, and then I'm like, okay. And yet I got in a happy mood. Next thing you know, it rubs off on people, guys. That's a magnetism of decision that you get to make. Are you going to be the person who rubs off nice on someone? Or are you going to be the person who rubs off negative energy on someone else, or feels like it gets rubbed off on you? Because on the other hand, it's like, ugh. You know, part of me was like, oh, I hate that customer service, man. Like, so entitled. Like, is my money not good here? Are you guys racist against my beard? Like, what's up? Like, you know, I get this is like white boy Vancouver Island, but, you know, I'm not a regular Indian, okay? I'm a different kind of Indian. I'm Spanish, too. Anyway, so, you know, like, you get a chance to choose the direction you want to go into people and into things. And sometimes people got some really negative stuff going on, and I'm just like, you know what? I'm gonna just be nice to you. I'm gonna just be nice to you because you're probably having a bad day. And even the person who's on the other end of it being like, I need to get rid of that energy. Just think, you don't have to own it. It's not yours. You don't have to make that agreement. You can just, I teach this one a lot. Be a spiritual window and not a spiritual garbage bag. John, you're such a good person. I appreciate you, brother. I appreciate you, man. Hope you guys are enjoying the message. I was wondering what I was going to do. If I wanted to do like, oh yeah, if you guys don't mind, help me out here. I don't do paid advertising on this page. So if you guys don't mind to do me a favor, share the video and just let people know Bobby's got a 2-for-1 special today only for the Lionsgate 8-8. You never know who's going to need it. Some people book in together and they just split the cost. You know, some people just pay it forward. I have people who do that. I'm like, Graham Khan. He's like, you know what? Give it to someone who needs it. And I'm like, you're so good, bro. And then it was such a good cat, such a good guy. And I was like, man, that's such a gesture. Because then someone was like, telling me, hey, I need to talk to you, and they can't pay for a session. And I'm like, just come on down. Let's sit. This one's on me. And, you know, it felt good to pay it forward. So that's why I like doing readings live for people when we're on chat, you know, when we're here. So, yeah, that's kind of like the reason why I like to do that is because you have to pay it forward. The things that you do to the universe, this is why they say you're judged by God by all your deeds and actions and stuff. And if heaven's out there, and this is infinite place like a magnificent abundance, you just create wherever you want, snap of a finger. Anyways, the 80s song, heaven is a place on earth. You know, like, you get a chance to really realize that what you put in comes back out. This is why the 8 is shaped like an infinity symbol. You swing in something to the paradigm, and it swings back around and gets you back. And sometimes, hopefully, these things blow out of control, like a butterfly wing of expansion, you know, into the powerful levels of energy. Or otherwise, they'll just break and they'll go into the negative direction. And that can be a really weird thing to see. It's nasty when that stuff happens. I've seen it a few times. very, very strange when that kind of thing goes down. I'm like, that's some really evil magic. Like people just don't get it. It's just nuts. I'll tell you, it's like there are people out there like that, and I like to think that this stuff will never work for them. But I've seen a few, and it's almost like they're like in control of this like evil energy, and I'm like, oh, at least the evil energy was in control of me. Like I was tricked to think I was in control, but I slowly realized painfully that my dragon had me on a leash and just had me on the illusion thinking I was in control. But it's so weird, man, how messed up, like people and they can get with themselves. It's just crazy. Andrew saying, I love doing that. Yesterday, Owen and I were walking down the street. There was construction workers digging a hole in the road. They looked tired and working hard. Owen loves diggers, so we watched them and waved, and they looked. When we left, they were all smiling. That made me super happy. Every time we drive by construction, like people with the flaggers, I give them thumbs up, hangs like this, hang loose, hey, what's up, thank you, or like hi, and I just put some energy into them, and then they're kind of like this, they're like, oh. Or sometimes they're just so disconnected they don't look, and I'm like, it's okay, you're like a sign, you're a glorified street sign that basically people can't hit because it's a human being. And so it literally makes them slow down because there's like, a really difficult thing there. And my heart goes out to people who do that. That's good money. You get a lot of money to stand out there in the world, and as far as jobs go, like you can make adult, like a lot of money standing in front of a sign. And, even to the guy who does the chicken dance with the spinning sign at the street, people will sell their time for anything. And it's nuts because I feel like I found it. I feel like I've really been able to create that lifestyle of like being a dad at the same time as helping people grow. So yeah, it's my little baby boy's 9 months today. We don't know when I'm going to be back on a go live. I'm getting married next week. So all day today, I'm honoring a 2-for-1, but you have to mention it in the comments, that you're applying for it or that you saw the deal. And then what we'll do is we'll schedule your next appointment as well too. Consider it a universal investment into abundance and into magnetism and into your future. That this is high-level coaching stuff. We go deep, and it's you. So this isn't like some weird rhetoric. This is actually your life and your ingredients. So if you get, and I mean, like, just so you know, Andrew and I are going to be meeting on the third Lions Gate. Okay, so just so you know, buddy, you got like you're going to be at one of the most. I've got my phone upstairs. Oh, I've got it right here. Let's look at my calendar. You're going to be at one of the most magnetic pieces in the world when we get a chance to do this. Monday, the 26th at 8 p.m. So 8 p.m. on an 8-day, on an 8-month, on a Lionsgate triple gateway. We see this vibration. Vicky Elliott will be there with me. Monica, I've got one. I think I have somebody else. Oh, this looks like 2 of them there. Weird. I'm not sure which number or date they're going to show up, but I've got maybe like 1 or 2 hours left. Could be 2 or 3 hours, if depending on how much I go. But I will definitely do something on the day before. I have, on Sunday, for my Sunday will be, if you're watching this in Australia right now, I get a chance to experience it twice, so it's pretty cool. And I've got already people experiencing it on that vibe on that day as well. So I'm really excited that I get a chance to inspire and enlighten. It's going to be so freaking awesome. Andrew, this is going to be a wonderful experience, man. This is going to change a lot of things inside of your life. I promise you, as clarity is just absolutely nuts. It's like meeting yourself for the first time and seeing it in a story that is your birthday and your name. Like, how does that even make sense? Is anyone out there like me that's like, how does this even make sense? And I the best way that I have to approach it is like, all trees look the same and nobody created that, or all grass, looks like the same kind of bunchy stuff. Like, you can tell what grass looks like, you can tell what plants look like, or you can tell what houses look like because they're uniform in their design. The same way with your character and your vibration and the words you use. It just makes me realize that we have zero idea because if this is so mind blasting and we're like, what the hell? This is so weird. This is so crazy. How does it know me? Oh my God. Like, we just are so ignorant to think that like this is your algorithm. This is how the universe works. You know, you come in on a certain amount of date and time with a certain amount of measurable value, and you get a chance to vibrate at the level that that is. And were you to peel back the layer and step into the kitchen, you could add some spices and, you know, put some flavor in there so that you could actually, you know, create the recipe you were looking for. And we're entering, and imagine to think that we have control of our own destiny. Like, what? At least to a certain degree, you can steer it the way you want to. You can't win them all. You can't, you know, control everyone, but you can control you. You can control what you do, and that's powerful enough to create Hitler. That's powerful enough to create Obama. You know, it's powerful enough to create Steve Jobs. So, you know, like if one person can do so much, why not you? Especially just for your own life, you know. And just to be fair, ancient civilizations know this. High level of cultural, like the high one percenters understand the law of vibration. What's his name? Proctor talks about this as well. You look at a scale of emotions from like total enlightenment to complete death. You know, like you see a different vibration of energy frequency that's measured, and everything is measured in frequency. Nikola Tesla says this. So like when we're looking at this, we're like, this is no joke. This is no joke. Yeah, so just so you know. Okay, I've been wondering how to explain it to skeptics. It's pretty weird to think numbers have so much influence. Yeah. The only way, I mean, like, how do I explain it to skeptics? I count the alphabet. So in case you're a little skeptical and you're like, all right, what is this? You guys talking this weird stuff. What's numerology? Is it like astrology? Is it like tarot cards? Like, no, 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 no. I've taken his course. Marilyn knows. You know this. And I've taken his course. It's amazing. It's unreal. The teleseries one. I haven't been to an event. But numbers have vibration. They've got frequency. So you can think of it like a guitar, a piano, or a harp, or anything that can create a pitch. Okay. And you can also think of it in terms of the growth and the development of the life cycle. So from birth to death, you can also identify numbers in the ability of someone's ego to their selflessness, their inner self to their outer self. You can see it as a farming cycle. So this idea lends itself to all things that we have inside of our, you know, notable reality. And first things first, we have a vibration of one. And this is like in the Bible, right? Or counting, or like the winner, or like the person who thinks of themselves. This is the leader, the independent, the only one, the alpha. It's like, I don't care what other people think. I'm the biggest, I'm the strongest. I care about what I think. I care about me. I care about who I am. And so this idea of having a one in your chart shows up powerful for strength, powerful for leadership, powerful for direction, but probably not as strong as win, win, win. It's all I must win at all costs. I must win. Whereas there are other numbers out there with like, let's let everybody win. And why does there only, and then the alphas are out there, they're like, we're not going to give everyone thanks for winning playing ribbons. Like, if you don't win, you don't win. If you win, you're the winner. That's why you're not at the top. That's why you're number one. So this is the feeling of that vibration. Or inside of a farm, this is the beginning, the moment of seeding, the original part of the journey where you absolutely start your journey, right? Or even, you know, when the egg and the thing connect, they become one, and it starts. And so it's an interesting thing to think that before the moment of connection, when the two become the embryo or whatever, the fetus, and they grow into the baby, it was a separateness, and it has a collision. So we have to really recognize that vibrational aspects are coming together to make a number. So your birthday comes in together to make a number. The vibrations of stuff come in to make a definition around the number. So number one shows up for independence, leadership, sense of self, selfish. Not to say if that's in a bad way, it's selfish. If it's in a good way, it takes care of itself, and it knows where it is. It knows how to treat itself, and it knows what it must do for itself. On the negative side, it does whatever it can for itself, even at the expense of others, because it's trying to connect that energy. Okay, there you go. There you go. So then we have the number two, and the number two stands for partnership, connection. Now there's two, right? When two become one, right? So the universal story right there, where two parents fall in love and they have a baby, which is the three, the little sweetheart darling of love. The two shows up as the partner, the committed, the loyal. I'm only me when I'm with you, or it's us. There's no me. It's just us. And this is win-win. We both have to win. Let's play on the same team. Let's not play against each other. There's two of us here. So this is a feeling that shows up with love and connection, but also a lack of sense of self. Now it wants to partner up and commit. So we have that one feeling of I'm going to be on my own, and then now the next feeling of I want to be with you. And then the next feeling is the three, which shows up I'm a life path 2, by the way. He's a life path 3, which is the feeling of child and baby and little love and super sweetheart, very darling. These are good looking people. They take time to care about what they look like, how they dress, how they show up. They're also artists. They love to laugh. They love to enjoy. They love children. They are big kids themselves, animals. They're very innocent. And this 3 just brings in this element, this flavor of love. So you look at this in a farm. This is where the connection of the seed sprouts, and you got a tiny little baby leaves. Where you look at this as a family, one person finds his partner, and then the two of them procreate for the third. Okay, after that comes the 4, which is like the house. So we'll talk about that vibration in a second. But the 3 comes in and starts saying things like super sweet and charming, and they like to hit the feel-good buttons. Whether it be drugs, sex, alcohol, energy, serving people, they may just disregard themselves so that they can help someone else get through something that they're going through. So 3's lovely numbers. My son is a life path 3. You can definitely bet we're going to be putting him in some level of art or dance or something where he can express himself because that's what these little guys want to do. Music, something like that. Which brings us to the 4. So you have this little family story, right? So it's like this young couple with a baby, and then they're going to have a second, or they're going to have a house, and they're going to have a foundation. They want to build a foundation. So we see the 4 start to talk about vibrations, and you look at the shape. There's 4 legs to a table, and there's 4 sides to a square. And so there's this vibration in there that says, I'm going to work really hard, and I'm going to, now this is about wealth. This is about creating a space for our family to bloom. Or inside of the forest or inside of the garden, this is where the roots take hold and start to grow the infrastructure down south, underneath the ground. So this is where the discipline, the hard work that nobody sees, the grinding, the working really hard, this is where it all takes place. The logic, this is no longer emotion, this is the logic side. So we see numbers like this, born in April, skeptical. If you look at your chart, how many times are you going to see a 4 in there? This is where you're like, I don't know about this stuff. I have 4s too. So I'm like, what is this? That's my vibration around it. So then we take a look at the next number, number 5. Number 5 is passion, growth. Now it's chaos. Now it wants to be a fighter, no longer the warrior. We've built our foundation. We've built our discipline inside the garden. This is where the roots have taken hold. And now we're going to grow. We're going to expand. And we're going to shift. And we're going to move. And this is where that little kid grows and goes and does his own thing. And now he's not going to be a little kid in the family anymore. The stability was there. He grew up. And now he wants to go and be free on his own. So the 5 is where we want to change and shift. And things break off, and things happen, and things are going to move inside the garden. This is where the growth phase is. Okay, so when we see numbers like this, we see people who don't want to commit. They're more comfortable in chaos. They're probably going to have a strong connection to the gym, or they'll have a strong, they kickbox or their jiu-jitsu or whatever. Maybe they just really enjoy speed, like fast cars, or they like planes or traveling. Or maybe they just, as I say, don't want to commit. They want to stay wanderlust, and they always want to keep moving around and see new places in the world. They don't want to settle anywhere. So this is a really powerful vibration that shows up for 5s. Can also be a challenge because this is the anti-wealth. This is the one that spends all the money instead of makes it, right? It wants to spend it. So these are people who chase debts. If you got lots of fives in your chart or in your last name, or these are families who yell at each other, or they're very loud and they're very angry, or they don't talk to each other anymore. They're people, or they want to they'll go through divorces, and they'll be like, no, I need to be free. I don't want to do this anymore. I want things to change. And so there's a feeling inside of those numbers that show up when we see the number 5. You can still use it, but it needs to be used properly so that you're not, burning your own life down. It's kind of a challenge when, we look to think, I want to be successful, because these are ambitious people. They want to move. So they absolutely got my eyes on the prize, but I don't have the patience to sit down and commit. I just want this thing to happen yesterday. I want this thing to have already happened. Like, why isn't it happening yet, Bobby? I'm like, just relax with all the 5s in your chart. Like, you can't, and I'm like, just relax. You don't tell that person to relax. They're not going to relax. They're very hyped up. So, you recognize these things, that this is one of those challenges that the 5 has to go through. Everything needs to be instant, and even that takes too long. But you can't tell them no. They will run into their goal and their vision. So in case you're just joining us, happy Lionsgate round 2.0 or round 2. We're going to see another one of these on the 26th of August. Just share a little bit of that love message with you guys and power message with you guys. This has been a pretty powerful. My son's just nicely fallen asleep, and his subconscious is slowly drilling in all of the power and the wealth that I get to speak into him. And it's funny because as he was a baby, we used to do this all the time. And now that he's getting bigger, he doesn't want to hang out with us anymore. But I think there's a part of him that will always love to just sit there and fall asleep as daddy just lullabies him with words of wealth and words of wisdom. Okay. So I like to think that his brain is just like, and I'm like, yep, absolutely. That's my boy. That's my boy. And he's got really good epic numbers. So should get started young. You know what I'm saying? Going to help some people out there. You're really going to help people out. This is my legacy builder. This is it. This is legacy. And that's just, I was like, whoa, that's crazy. If you're not a parent, you don't know what I'm talking about. But when you are, you're like, whoa, dude, I'm super wealthy now. And that's why I realize why parents are so much more able to develop things like business on average, I find, is because they've done it, and not to say that you can't if you don't have kids. Some people don't need to have kids, but super nuts. Anyway, the next round is 6, and this is where we get into the subject of family. So inside of the story in the garden, the 6 shows up and says, I'm a tree now. You can't cut me down now. I'm going to stand now. I'm going to be here now. Yo, Lance, are you kidding me right now? Dude, this guy's going to have Grant Cardone on his show. That's nuts. I got to talk to you. I got to see this, man. I'm so looking forward to this. That's a career bender. That is a career bender. I'm so proud of you, man. Absolutely love you, dude. You are such a successful boss. Like, crazy to think that this was like, and the look in your face was just like, oh my God, I think something just happened in my butt. And this is like, you feel like just a massive shift in energy is about to happen for you, dude. But Lance is like, got the University of Adversity. I got a chance and the honor to guest star as an interview on his show. Great friend of mine, my original mastery student here, and absolutely just a wonderful, loving soul. Appreciate you for everything you are, man. You guys got to check him out. Absolutely check out his podcast. Does some pretty powerful stuff in there. In your hundreds of episodes in, you've gone on to now become a producer. You're producing other people's messages and voices. Just such a wonderful pleasure to know you, my good man. It blew my mind. So we just got to line it up. Oh, this is so cool. Anyway, so I'm basically giving people a crash course in what numbers are showing up in. And I'm actually about to talk about the number 6 right now. So I believe you're my life path 6. I'm pretty sure I don't. I had a sticky note that had your birthday on it for some reason. And it was like, it lasted. And I think I took it off now. But I believe you're life path 6. And he's even saying, you helped me change my life, bro. I appreciate you so much for that, man. As life path 6 or the number 6, now the family feeling comes in really big. So it's like the tree is there. It's grown itself. It's moving into its vibration of stability, and it stays with it. Oh, you're so cute. Just look at that. He's just slowly moving his hand with daddy while he's sleeping. But when we see a 6, we see the maturity. We see that the student has become the teacher. we see the ultimate balance between love and between wealth. This is a balancing effect where the convergence of the 8. Okay, so on one side we saw love come in, on the other side we saw hard work, and then right at the middle we see where the 2 meet. And this is where I like to exemplify, because I'm building a business from home with a family, and I'm helping other people become part of my family. And this is how we're growing our lives, is by allowing me to be a piece of it. And I appreciate you guys so much for that. Obviously, amazing feeling. But the 6 is a very even, like Steven's number. Okay, like very much so. And as well, also happy birthday to my cousin Steven, turned 40. Absolutely, I'm gonna appreciate watching you continue to get younger, man. But love you, bro. You're a big brother to me. I had to stop before I said like. You are a big brother to me, and it's my cousin. So to elevate to brotherhood, the bigger brother that I always wanted and needed and glad to have had. He was so cool, always into cars. Like really just a fun guy. My whole life, and just always so super cool. My cousin Steven. So, we're looking at this life path of this number 6 shows up as a growing of and maturing of wealth, magnetism, and abundance. So in case you see me using it a lot, it's because it's an absolute epic number. It's the most perfect number in numerology, so I use it a lot, especially when people are like, I want it all. I want the wife, the kids, the house on the beach, and everybody's happy, and the white picket fence and all that stuff is there, okay? So where is our life path situated in the date of birth? If you take your birthday, your birth month, and your birth year, and you add it together, you will get your life path. And it continues to add until you get to a single number. Okay, so in your case, it's January, I have it here, or October 6, 1981. So October is a 10 month, and that becomes 1 because I add it down. So it becomes a 1 month. 6 is a 6 day, and 1981 is a 1 year. When you add up 1 plus 9 plus 8 plus 1, all together is 19. 1 plus 9 is 10. 1 plus 0 is 1. So we're reducing numbers until they get to a single digit. So then I see another code here that says 161, October 6, 81. Those 3 numbers combine into a single digit, which is an 8. So you got a bunch of different numbers already that says you're not just going to be about the business, about the wealth, but also about the leadership and the service and the sacrifice to others and the challenge that brings because of the independence and the leadership. And I want to do what's right for me. I want to make wealth. And then having a number there that says ultimate sacrifice can make you at odds with yourself. So just understanding that this is how we tell a very quick story about what's going on. And then you're going to be like, oh my God, that's crazy. I did this and that. And it's like, you know that. How do you know this? I'm like, it's the numbers that know you. So to know that this stuff is like absolutely needs to be done, needs to be taken care of. Hey, Asia, what's going on? Absolutely cannot wait to connect with you as well. We have to reschedule our time together, but having this conversation will be an absolute epic time for sure. So we look towards the number 7. And we look towards the number 7, and we see a vibration here of intuition, depth, spirituality, very, very quiet, very reserved, and holy feeling that goes in. Okay, so it's a feeling of deep spiritual introspection, very wise and very you can intuitively you can tell what's going on and what needs to go on or what is happening, and without having to say very much. So this is that 7. The 7 also won't say very much, so they'll be a bit more quiet. Sometimes it happens late in life, and they feel like they lose their voice, and they can't, or they feel like they need to get away from people, and they would rather just be by themselves. But then, like myself, I have a middle name that says I need to be away from people. And then all my other names are like, hey, how you doing? Nice to meet you. Great to connect with you. Because I give energy. And so I need to get it from somewhere. I get it from God, from spirit, from my own personal quiet time and space, just to enjoy myself being lazy. Because I'm very busy. So by the time I get the chance to be lazy, if I don't get a chance to be lazy by myself, I get very angry and very irritated and agitated, because the 7 needs to find space on its own. So to know that we have these numbers, it's like, oh, no wonder, born in July. or like I didn't start talking or didn't, you know, whatever until I was older. So cute. But yeah, you know, you have to recognize that that these numbers play effect into the way that you approach your life. So then we get to the number 8, and I'm going to close this off soon because I've got to get running, and I really do have to pack. And I wanted to really drop down a nice couple episodes before I was going to go get married. I'm getting married next week. So we get to this number 8, and the 7 is also psychic, intuitive, okay? The 8 becomes wizard applicative. So we want to like literally now speak our will, like say things, and they will inspire other people. At the 4, it was like, I'm waiting for instruction. I'm going to work really hard. At the 6, it was like, I'm going to wait for my family to motivate me, or I'm going to do everything I can for my family. And then at the 8, it's now like, I'm going to get people to do stuff for me. And I also want to be in charge and be the boss. That's why these numbers are very popular with us, because we're all entrepreneurs. We've all got this common thread of being in business and wanting to generate wealth in our lives, that we have to recognize that this is part of the journey, is that we want those magnetic levels of numbers, man. Love you, bro. Have a great day, and we'll see you next week. Yes, let's go be there. Hey, Lance, on the 20th at my place in Surrey, just message me for the address, but we're doing a wedding shower. Would love to have you there, bro. And yeah, just let me know if you can make it. But yes, we'll absolutely love to see you soon. And yeah, it's going to be so super cool. So the 8 is where the wealth is. The 8 is where the vibration of magnetism grows. Okay, that this is a really strong place where you can generate wealth, and you can absolutely like tell the world what's going to happen. And it's more than just, and this is why we're on today being like, be careful what you guys say today, because some of you guys don't have these numbers. So when they show up, you don't know what the hell you're doing. And some of you guys who do, you know, these, and you didn't know that today was important, you know, you may not be on that same scale and that personal place of where you need to be. Like, you can still be fighting yourself. For those of you who are fighting for others, or just helping other people get to a better place, like, you know, that's fine, that's enough. But just so you know, like, there are uplifts and shifts for you guys as well, to know that now the broadcast is quite clear, and you've been practicing, and you've been implementing, you've been working so hard for this moment. You know what the interesting thing is? The leaders aren't watching this. They're already out there doing stuff. I'm here helping us grow. So I'm not saying that, you know, you guys aren't leaders, but I'll tell you this, the 6 figures and the 7-figure earners, they're out there running their own events. They're out there helping their teams. They're out there making it happen. They're not in need of the wise word to help them move through a difficult, turbulent time. I am in the halfway zone where I'm still seeing the old effects of how I used to hurt myself, or, you know, live at a lower level. And then my new levels of success that are like, wow, I'm stunned, and I'm so grateful and blessed. And I'm so thankful that all of the crap that I've been through and go through is worth so much worth and value to myself and others, and my future and my legacy. And, you know, like, it's just this awe-like feeling to be still close to when it was hurting, and still, and then yet fully in that vibration of surrender and gratitude and love and joy and bliss. So I invite you there. And sometimes it's going to be hard, because you may be at that level where, like, well, nobody's buying anything. And I'm like, well, that's probably why they're not buying, is you're saying stuff like that. You know, you're like, well, what else am I supposed to say? How about things like, I work on myself every single day, or I share what I learn with others, or I'm never going to stop growing, or things like, you know, some days are better than others. I'm going to count my wins. I'm going to start getting used to counting my wins. And maybe your advertising needs to take a switch. Maybe instead of doing paid advertising, you got to go out there and message people yourself and make friends with people. Or maybe you have to go and make friends with people in the community and learn what they're doing. Like, you don't have to be at the same level as everyone at every single time. You have to be in truth to your level. So this brings me down to the very final number. 8s are like big for wealth, but 9s are big for the love and the global planet, the global shift, the big, big number of like, let's change the world. Let's help someone get somewhere. This number here is a master number. It's the entry point into mastery. And it's also the conclusion of the humanity numbers, okay? This is the universe itself. So when we look at a number 1, we see the ego, the selfish. When we look at the number 9, we see the universal, and we see the selfless, the infinite. So it's very deep of a number. When you see these numbers apply to any one of them that we just saw, you put the word master leader, master partner, master artist, master engineer, or master employee, or master warrior. It's a tough one. Master family, or king, queen, master spiritual, master wizard, or dare I say the master of all masters, which is a very difficult number to run. Ask any one of my friends. I'm not going to put anybody on there, but there are a few names out there that do this. And I'm like, shit, you're a powerful level of human being. Sally has one of those 999s. Extraordinarily spiritually universal and powerful for the level of existence that needs to be. One of the most powerful numbers ever. Difficult to run. But these numbers out there with the 9 show up as I care for others. I love others. I'm here to help the planet. I'm not thinking about myself anymore. How do we help everyone? How do we get to the next paradigm, the next shift, the next journey? Like all of us, if not all of us, none of us. So this is where we get our alphabet from. Then they show up in the month, the day, the year, the first name, the middle name, the last name, the vowels, the consonants, the name for your brand, the name for your email, the where you show up on a website, shows up on a business card, on a handshake, on a nickname, on a Facebook account. It shows up on your Instagram, your handle. You are using these, your bank account, your passport, your driver's license, your legals, your mortgage, your car notes, like your car documents, insurance, everywhere, your license plate, your address. Guys, like let that sink in for a minute. Like literally, you get a chance to look at all of them and decide, is this why my life is so messed up? Is this why I'm offering so much challenge? Is this why things go into a negative direction? Is this why I can't keep myself together? Is this why I have all my ducks going off in a different direction? Is this why I really want to be successful, but I don't know how? Or I know how, but I just can't do it. Or I don't know what to do, and I just keep doing everything. Or I want to do it so bad I don't listen to anyone. Or I don't listen to anyone, and I just do it my own way, and I'm doing it wrong. Like you get to pick, why is your life messed up? And for me, I'm thinking my life is messed up because I don't recognize how powerful I am. I downplay my power. I second guess myself. I get worried about stuff. And, what else? I've had self-worth issues. I feel like I've got like a lot of chemical residue of drug abuse on my body that it's going to take another 10 years to clean from my system. And, I've got all these spiritual things to go through. And then if I was talking to a client and I saw this, and I'd be like, you're supposed to go through this crappy shit in life so that when you get there, you know you made it. And when someone else asks you for help, you know how to help them. So I look at it from a higher perspective, and I'm like, oh, everybody has that level of like, oh, this is why I can't do it, and this is what's holding me back, and I'm afraid of playing, or being success. I'm afraid of success, or like I'm just playing too small, and it's like, where's the actual benefit in that? What's that signifying? It's signifying that you're taking orders from the forms that keep you safe, right? As opposed to being the one who's giving orders to your life. And it's crazy because I remember a time when I was like, I don't need to go to the gym. I don't need to work out. And now to the point where I'm like, if I don't go to the gym, I'm feeling like I'm not, like today I didn't go to the gym because Sally had stuff where she's on her stag right now. She got like a boat plan, a boat day plan with the girls, and then the boys are joining after. We're all going out together afterwards. So it's super fun. I'm very excited for this. But and grandparents are here any minute to take care of the kids while we do this. And so we're excited. We're blessed. Kind of lost my thought there. It happens. Whatever. The reality that I'm trying to come together with, guys, is that you have a choice on how you plan on interacting with the universe. And in case you've been on the underside of that vibration, thank you for reminding me, when you're at the lower levels of these numbers, they attack the shit out of you. Everybody has them. I have them. But sooner or later, you're gonna forget what you're talking about because the bigger part of you takes over and says, you know what, just throw that idea away. You don't need to think about all the reasons why you can't. Think about all the reasons why you're going to anyway, or the reasons that are like, I must, or it's going to happen, and all this shit could go down. Half of it already does. So what? So what if the worst case scenario happens and I fall to financial ruin and I have to, you know, print a resume, go to the mall, and get hired at the cell phone store? You know, like, oh man. That would be pretty scary. I'll tell you that for straight up for sure. But I have the best cell phone service. Anyway, and what would I do? I'd open up a book. I'd read another book. I'd take some more notes. I'd watch another webinar. I'd get new mentors. I'd tell my problem to people. I'd share with it. I would share it with others so people can align with the struggle, that we can all work together through this. Like, what would be the worst thing that could ever happen if you ever gave up on yourself? You know, like, you know, so to consider that you have the opportunity today, being one of those magnetic, powerful days. This is the second last one. This is like halftime show. The first one, we got our asses handed to us. A lot of people did, myself included. Took me out for a few days. Didn't want to be on social media. A lot of just negative energy inside of me, inside of just, you know, I would like to think that it was like taking out the dirty garbage of my soul in order to prepare myself for getting married, because I know that I'm on the up and up, that I know that a lot of really good things are happening. So a magnetic shift like this is going to kick out a couple of the extra rats and cockroaches inside of my being, the extra bits of demon in my soul that are ready to be exercised. And, you know, you can't do that without actually exercising, man. Like, this is basically the whole point. But to Andrew Singer, thanks for sharing your energy and words, bro. So excited for you guys. Big day. Tell everyone to take lots of pics and videos so you can remember everything. Absolutely. Got to go. But put some action in. Appreciate you. I appreciate you, brother. And, yeah, so it takes us to the 9. And that number is, let's take care of the planet. So these are your number sets. This is my wisdom for the day. I appreciate you guys so much for watching. I hope you guys got a lot of value. I got to go put some work in too. I got to go and pack. I just packed. I opened the suitcase. I put all my T-shirts in there. I put my baby, got him a suit. My son Stanley got him a suit. I wrapped those up nicely. I put them in there. And then I'm like, oh, I gotta go live. I've got to go do something. I've got to go make this happen. So I'm blessed that I got a chance to share this time with you guys. Follow me on Facebook. You can get me on any social media you want. I'm there. I'm on Instagram. I'm a bit weak right now. So just give me some time to get my Insta game up. But I'm on YouTube. I'm nicely on YouTube. I've got lots of content on YouTube. It's just a treasure trove. I put group sessions in there. Group talks when I'm doing a private webinar, doesn't get to become go live. I put those on there. Subscribe to stay up to date with those. I'm also coming out with the app. So if in case you already see me on the App Store or inside of Google Play, download me now. Check me out on Spotify, iTunes. Man, what do you say when you're everywhere? Just check me out. Bobby Parihar, the Solution Artist. You can, wherever you need to find me, you can. Best place to connect and reach out to me is on my Facebook. This will be my ground zero at all given times. This is my platform of choice. If you ever want to be part of the conversation, you want to get your numbers read, or I'll drop some links in here so that you guys can get me on YouTube. And let's see here. It's like this, right? So tinyurl.com/Bobby F. Parihar. And then, of course, you guys can book in with me at bobbyfparihar.xyz. You'll find me on all major social media channels within the next month. We're releasing a podcast. It's going to be so super cool, absolutely amazing. And stay tuned for live events. Live events is going to be going down as well. We're going to be touring your city. If you want me to come to your city, just put a group of 12 together. And the 12, and we'll get the Airbnb. We'll put everything together. It's going to be about a $1,500 price ticket for the weekend. Whether we get 3 or 4 days depends on how much the cost is going to cost us. But we're going to get a small little mansion. We're going to jam. We're going to grow. Everybody's going to get their numbers done. We're going to do content. We're going to do workshops. We're going to cook really good meals together. We'll have a nice social. It'll be so much fun. You guys will be a part of the event. history in my life. But events are coming up now. We've got our coordinator now. This is an absolutely amazing thing that's going to happen. And so coming soon to a city near you, if you want to volunteer your community, whether it be a private group for your team, we will come to your city. I don't care if it's in New Zealand to Bali to Africa to all the way to, straight up, we're going to do one on the island here in Vancouver Island, okay? So keep your eyes peeled for that. If you want to be a part of it, let me know. You'll see more stuff on that come up later. But yes, we absolutely want to do numerology wealth workshops, and we're going to create a valuable level. Like imagine this for 3 days. And like just all of the insights, all of the alignments, everything you could possibly ever need. Oh man, so super cool. Anyway, my friends, I love you guys. I appreciate you guys forever. If I don't see you before I get married, then oh my God, I'm getting married. This is so intense. And I appreciate you guys so much. Share this video. Let people know I got a 2-for-1. I got a wedding to pay for, guys. So if you guys want to book in your sessions, it would really help me out. I appreciate you guys for everything, and honestly, like I couldn't live this life without you guys. You guys are my bread and butter. You guys are way more than my bread and butter. You guys are like my champagne and like Sauvignon Blanc and like that's just a French word for wine, right? I know, but you guys are like the best of the. You guys give me the best of life just by letting me read yours and helping you through yours. So I appreciate you guys so much for that. We'll see you guys soon. Take care. Have a great rest of your day. This is the Solution Artist, Bobby F. Parihar, with my tiny little baby Robert sleeping through the whole thing. I love you guys. We'll talk to you guys soon. Take care. Bye.